Everyone, to the Foxtrot X webinar we have today. This is one of our Foxtrot User Network webinars where we're going to share with you one of our new products called Foxtrot X that we're really excited about. My name is Aaron Boltman. I'm the Director of Operations and Innovations with EnableSoft. Let's look at what we're going to be covering. So let's talk about the problem. Many of you have more than one application that you have to deal with in your business. Whether it be a CRM application that stores all of your customer information, it could be a system that manages your products, it could be an ordering system, a healthcare system, insurance system, lots of different systems out there. All these systems storing your critical business information, and a lot of times your employees have to access more than one application to get to that information. They typically also have to access more than one application to perform their job. One of the things that people have a problem with is getting these applications to share information. These applications are built by different vendors. A lot of times they'll provide different types of toolkits that they give you that allow you to integrate with other applications. But as many of you know, and those who've tried to use these tools, a lot of the tools are really powerful when you need to work with the vendor's application, but when you try to tie it in with other applications, it sometimes doesn't live up to the promises. And we decided to leverage the Foxtrot technology, the data scripting technology that we use to move data from one place to another, to allow you to span the gap between your applications. So let's go ahead and flip over to an example here. And once I bring up this customer's account, let's say I'm talking to this customer on the phone and we're setting up this account for the first time, and I'm asking them for their zip code. Well, the zip code that they provide me is only a 5-digit zip code. My goal is to put information into the system as accurately as possible. And one of the ways that we can do that is by asking the potential customer for their zip code plus the 4 digits after the zip code. People may not know what their zip plus 4 code is, so instead of just putting that information in, the employee may be able to go out to a website to go look up what that full zip code is. But what if you could have a button that would do that for you? Well, if we take a look at this window here, you'll notice that there's a standard set of buttons that belong in that window that were put there by the vendor. And you'll also notice off to the left there's a brand new button that we've actually added to the window using Foxtrot X. And that's what Foxtrot X allows you to do. You can put a button into any application that you'd like. And when you click this button, it'll either do something immediately, like go look up the zip code, or it'll present you a drop-down list, as you see here, giving you lots of different choices. Well, the work is actually a Foxtrot 1 script, moving it from one place to another. So you would author your Foxtrot 1 script to pull information off of this screen. In this case, it would be the zip code. Go off to the web page where you could do the zip code lookup, and then retrieve the full zip code and put it back into the system here. So when I click that, you'll notice that Foxtrot immediately goes and performs that task, going and fetching the full zip code for us off of zipcodes.com. So you'll notice that the zip code, the 5-digit zip code that was entered in the zip code field a minute ago, has been replaced with the zip plus 4. So let's take another example of closing this window. Now, let's say the next time this customer comes in, I pull up their account. I have our new magic button down here, and this time I want to go and get the parcel number for their address. So when I click that, that initiates a different Foxtrot task that goes out and enters the information into a parcel lookup website and does the same thing. Here, the script retrieves the parcel number associated with the customer's address. So as you can see, these are just a few really simple examples of how you can kind of bridge the gap between your business application and a website, or between multiple applications that you use. Whether it be that you need to go out and place an order for the customer, whether it's to reissue a debit card for your customer, any type of task that requires your employee to access more than one application, it can all be put at their fingertips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run those same tasks. You'll notice that the zip plus 4 task that I've added here, I've also tied it to a slow version of the same thing. And this will give you it'll slow it down just a little bit so you can see what's happening. There, it brings up the browser, navigates out to the zip code website. Along the left side, you'll see it keying in the address in the search boxes, performing the search, and then retrieving the result off that screen, returning to the maximizer window and keying in that zip code for us. All done with 100% accuracy and consistency. Takes care of all the logic. Your script can handle what would happen if a result wasn't found or if a 5-digit zip code wasn't provided. There's just a whole myriad of things that you can build into the script. But how do you actually get the button into the window? That's got to be difficult. There's got to be some crazy programming that you have to learn. There's got to be some complicated tools that you need to understand in order to do that. We're going to go ahead and start up Foxtrot 1, and we'll demonstrate just how easily it is to go ahead and build a button to integrate with any application that you choose. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create a new project here. And this project is going to do something with the Windows calculator. Let's say this is my business application, but let's say my application needed to take whatever number is entered into the calculator and apply a 7% sales tax to it. So let's say that the customer or the employee enters in the calculator that you could click that would immediately add the sales tax. Well, what we can do is go ahead and take what we have Foxtrot go ahead and multiply that for us. And in this case, we'll multiply it times 1.07 to build the Foxtrot 1 script. We're able to instruct Foxtrot 1 to go and click the necessary screens. And again, this could be entering information. It could be copying information off of the screen, making logical decisions. There we have it. So we started off with $100. After we've written and executed the script, it applied a 7% sales tax, putting the total at $107. Now we want to add that functionality to the calculator. Well, in the newest version of Foxtrot 1, you'll notice in the View Center there's a new deployment view. This deployment view is how you deploy your Foxtrot 1 script into the button in your target application. So you'll notice that you click Add Button on the left, and a convenient wizard comes up, eliminating the need to know any type of programming. And that application, quite frankly, doesn't even need to provide an API or SDK in order to build this type of functionality. We don't rely on that application at all. And so what we'll do is we'll just drag and drop to the window that we want to integrate with. Here it shows you a preview of that window, in this case the calculator. We have an advanced section here that allows you to tighten up how it finds the window, but typically you don't have to mess with that. We'll proceed to the next step in the wizard where we get to design what our button looks and feels like. You have the option of putting in an icon on the button. Now that the button is designed, we have to tell the button what it needs to do when it's clicked. Here you could either have it be a hot button, which will execute something the instant it's clicked, or you could build a menu that drops down, and you can specify what each menu item will do when clicked. You can run a task that you've authored. You also have the option of launching another application or launching a website. So we just pick the task. Then when you click Next, you return to a picture of the window that you've chosen, and you'll notice that there's a new button here that you can simply drag around. You can place this anywhere in your application, including the title bar. So if you wanted to, we can pull this down to the main area of the window. And once you get that in place, you can hit the lock button. We click Finish. The button has now been set up. Now, the last thing that you're probably wondering is, okay, I don't see the button in the calculator. How do we get the button there? First, you want to save your script. Foxtrot X is kind of a small, sneaky application that runs down in your system tray. So what we need to do is right-click on the Foxtrot X icon and go to Options. You'll notice if we look on the Buttons tab, you'll see that there's our Apply Sales Tax button. So we click OK. Now instantly, as soon as we clicked OK, when your button's up, you can press the button to run the Foxtrot 1 script. So we started with $120. We ran the script simply by clicking the button, and the total now appears on the screen. So now with Foxtrot X, you can literally embed the benefit of your Foxtrot scripts directly in your business applications.